If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal.
Arne Slot confirms Liverpool's next signing as massive transfer is coming. Arne Slot may have just confirmed Liverpool's next big transfer. It's been a dire season for the Reds, made even more difficult by the Dutchman. Slot seemed to adapt seamlessly to the Premier League in his first season. However, since then, he has become a shadow of himself. In 2025, he won just 50% of the Reds' games. This year has started off pretty appallingly for Slot too. Long-term, it is moot that he will be at the club beyond the current campaign. Results have been so dire and so frustrating that it remains to be seen whether he can salvage anything from the season, and whether him salvaging anything will be enough to keep his job is also up for debate. But despite his future, the Dutchman has definitely given a massive clue about Liverpool's next transfer in his most recent press conference leading up to the Reds' encounter with Wolverhampton. During the embargoed section of the press conference, Slot went into a long monologue about how Liverpool are struggling to create chances because of the demands on modern-day wingers. "Show me which teams are doing that so much better than us in the Premier League," Slot said. "I can show you one in La Liga, where Barcelona's Lamine Yamal is playing, but I didn't see a lot of chances coming from there, out wide, from the games I watched on Wednesday. It's also due to the fact there are 10 big athletes who are really fast defending in and around the box. It's the hardest position to play in current football, being a winger, because there are so limited spaces, and the players you face are so good. Back in the day, there was a right footer on the right and a left footer on the left. Why? Because in that era, you could go on the outside and cross it in, but everyone is so fast now. Against these defenders, that's why you only see left footers on the right and right footers on the left, because going on the outside of your opponent with this physique, it's getting harder and harder and more difficult." Based on these comments from Slot, it's clear which department Liverpool are lacking in right now. Sure, modern wingers may have a more difficult job, but it's also clear, apart from Rio Diamrojo, the Reds have no one that suits playing as a modern winger in today's game. Other teams are still able to create chances through their wingers. Bukayo Saka, Antoine Semenyo, and Jeremy Doku are all thriving in the Premier League. The difference is that they are fast and direct. Liverpool don't have that kind of player right now. So Slot's words are a massive hint, or perhaps even a confirmation of what and who Liverpool will be signing next. They need to compensate having more wingers in the team, and there is one obvious candidate for the role. Yan Diomande is quick, direct, great in 1v1 situations, and creates a lot of chances. He's exactly the type of winger suited to modern football, and Slot's words have definitely just hinted at Liverpool potentially already looking at that area of the park. The Times article on Slot's comments mentions Diomande as being an option for the Reds. It would be a huge transfer for Liverpool, with RB Leipzig demanding in excess of £80 million for the Ivorian winger, but right now it looks inevitable, especially after what Slot said.
Liverpool make lucrative contract offer amid interest from European giants. Liverpool table lucrative contract offer for Ibrahima Konate amid growing European interest. Liverpool are making a determined push to secure the long-term future of Ibrahima Konate, though interest from across Europe threatens to complicate matters. According to reporting from Team Talk, the Reds have now presented their most lucrative salary proposal yet in a bid to convince the French defender to extend his stay at Anfield. Konate, now 26, has become a core figure in Liverpool's defense since arriving from RB Leipzig in a £36 million move in the summer of 2021. Across 169 appearances, he has lifted 4 major honors, establishing himself as one of the Premier League's most physically dominant centre-backs. Yet, with his current deal edging towards expiry, the situation has become increasingly delicate. Team Talk report that Liverpool remain hopeful they can persuade Ibrahima Konate to sign a new contract at Anfield and have now put forward their biggest salary offer to him yet. The club's internal confidence is understood to have grown, although several European heavyweights continue to monitor the situation closely. Contract situation intensifies at Anfield. Negotiations between Liverpool and Konate's representatives have been ongoing since autumn 2024. Despite those talks, the defender is now just months away from becoming a free agent. As the report states, Konate is now free to leave Anfield as a free agent on July 1 and already has permission to negotiate with overseas clubs ahead of a potential summer move. That reality shifts leverage towards the player and potential suitors. Clubs pursuing him would avoid a transfer fee, instead directing funds towards signing bonuses and incentives. Liverpool's latest offer reportedly focuses on increasing the defender's base salary, which sources say represents the highest proposal yet placed before him. European giants enter transfer race. Competition for Konate is formidable. Team Talk reveal that multiple clubs have approached his camp in recent weeks. Quote, Real Madrid remain firmly in the race and have already presented an offer in principle to Konate's camp, end quote, the report explains. Meanwhile, Barcelona have also entered discussions, joining Inter Milan in exploring potential deals. The appeal is obvious. As Team Talk outline, quote, the opportunity to secure a player of Konate's caliber, still in his prime years, without paying a transfer fee, has proved too tempting for several top European sides to ignore, end quote. For Liverpool, the challenge lies in convincing the defender that stability and ambition at Anfield outweigh the allure of a new project abroad. Deadline approaching for final decision. Liverpool are keen to bring clarity to the situation quickly. Prolonged uncertainty would affect planning ahead of the next transfer window. Team Talk previously reported that the club wanted definitive response by Easter. That timeline places pressure on all parties involved. End quote. Those within Anfield are keen to understand the defender's intentions as soon as possible, the report adds, noting that his decision could play a major role in shaping the club's recruitment plans. Should Konate depart, Liverpool would be forced into the market for a high-level replacement, something that is rarely straightforward. For now, the club remain optimistic. However, with Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Inter Milan circling, the coming weeks may prove decisive in determining whether one of Liverpool's most important defenders commits his future or prepares for a new chapter elsewhere. Credit to Team Talk for the original reporting on this developing transfer story. Our View, Anfield Index Analysis. From a Liverpool supporter's perspective, this situation feels like one the club simply cannot afford to lose control of. Ibrahima Konate has grown into one of the most important defenders in the squad, and his partnership in central defense has been a foundation for much of Liverpool's recent success. Losing a player of that profile on a free transfer would be painful, especially after significant investment elsewhere. Arne Slot's side spent heavily in the summer, and expectations remain high despite the team currently sitting 6th in the table. Supporters will look at this situation and hope the club's hierarchy move decisively. Offering the most lucrative contract yet suggests Liverpool recognize Konate's importance, but the presence of Real Madrid and Barcelona inevitably complicate negotiations. From a fan perspective, there is also belief that Anfield remains a special place for players to thrive. Konate has won trophies here, he is loved by supporters, and he has developed into one of Europe's top defenders under Liverpool's system. If the decision comes down to sporting ambition, Liverpool will hope the defender sees the long-term project under Slot as something worth committing to. The club already proved last season that they can compete at the very top, winning the Premier League in Slot's debut campaign. Ultimately, this feels like a defining contract decision. Keeping Konate would reinforce the defensive core for years ahead. Losing him would force Liverpool back into the market for a player who might not replicate the same impact. For supporters, the hope is simple. Get the deal done and keep one of the best centre-backs in Europe at Anfield.
Real Madrid set to agree sensational £87 million double deal, but Liverpool deliver almighty blow. Real Madrid are well on their way to sealing their first two signings of the summer in a stunning £87 million double swoop, though they're at risk of missing out on a Liverpool star they've been eyeing for a long time. Los Blancos have endured a disappointing season, by their standards, but they are still in the La Liga title race and face Manchester City in the Champions League round of 16. It is unlikely that interim boss Álvaro Arbeloa remains in charge next term, so there is uncertainty on the managerial front, but planning for the summer transfer window is still ongoing behind the scenes. Real Madrid closing on double signing. Journalist. According to journalist Alberto Pereiro, the first two summer arrivals at the Bernabeu have already been decided, with Borussia Dortmund's center-back Nico Schlotterbeck and iconic Manchester City midfielder Rodri due to arrive in a double deal worth a combined €100 million, £87 million, $116 million. Per the report, the pair have been declared top priorities for Madrid this summer, and the Spanish giants are close to agreeing on moves to bring them both to the Bernabeu. The first €100 million that Madrid want to spend this summer is on Rodrigo Hernandez and Schlotterbeck. Whether Madrid makes more signings depends on what they sell this summer, Pereiro said on Radio Estadio Noche. Schlotterbeck, 26, has been heavily linked with a move to the Bernabeu for several months, and it's certainly true that Madrid are looking to bring in a new center-back this summer. His contract expires in 2027, and has so far refused to sign an extension, meaning this summer represents Dortmund's last chance to get a sizable fee for him. Manchester United and Liverpool have both been linked with Schlotterbeck too, but it appears that the Spanish giants are leading the race. It's no secret that Los Blancos' president, Florentino Perez, is personally a big fan of Man City star Rodri. The move to take the 29-year-old to the Bernabeu has also recently won support from Fabrizio Romano. Rodri is out of contract in 2027, and in the summer he will face a big decision. For sure, Rodri has fans internally at Real Madrid. He has people in Real Madrid's management appreciating him, Romano said. However, it's worth noting that Schlotterbeck and Rodri to Madrid are not yet done deals, despite Pereiro's claims. He also doesn't make clear how much Madrid will pay for each player, despite the double signings supposedly totaling €100 million. Blow for Los Blancos as Liverpool push for deal. Meanwhile, Team Talk insider Graham Bailey exclusively revealed today that Liverpool have made their biggest offer yet to Ibrahima Konate as they look to tie him down to a contract extension. The French center-back's current deal expires at the season's end, and Madrid are one of 3 clubs looking to sign him on a free transfer, along with Barcelona and Inter Milan. Madrid have already presented an offer to Konate's camp and are firmly in the race, but the Reds are pushing hard to keep him. Well-placed sources with knowledge of the situation say there is a new confidence at Liverpool that Konate will pen fresh terms. The Reds, however, are pushing hard for clarity. We previously revealed that the club wanted definitive answer from Konate by Easter, as they look to avoid uncertainty dragging deep into the summer. That gives the player less than a month to reach a final decision over whether to stay or go. Klopp wants Chelsea star at the Bernabeu, report. In other news, a report has claimed that Jurgen Klopp has made it clear to Madrid that he wants Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernandez at the Bernabeu next season if he is to take charge of the club. Sources have confirmed that Los Blancos are keen to appoint the legendary former Liverpool boss, but it remains to be seen whether he'll be convinced. Speculation has been rife over who Klopp would look to bring in should he be appointed, and Fernandez is reportedly on his shortlist. The German coach believes that Enzo Fernandez is one of the most complete midfielders in football today. His ability to organize the game, his personality on the field, and his ability to dominate the rhythm of the match fit perfectly into the footballing idea that Klopp wants to develop in his next team. For this reason, the coach has made it clear to his entourage that signing the Argentine is an absolute priority wherever he goes to train.